So, good afternoon, ma'am. We are the group 5 and we are tasked to report the chapter 6 about Rizal's search of origin from the Pacto de Sangre, the Encantos, Conquista Espiritual, cultural entrapment and the colonial cockpit, and lastly, the ideology of submission. So, let's start with the Pacto de Sangre. So, here are the learning objectives. First, explain the results, search of origin. Second, identify and analyze the significance of results, search of origin. And lastly, know how historians interpret the past. Overview of our topic. Before the arrival of Ferdinand Magellan, the West almost knew nothing about the islands where our ancestors lived. Upon his arrival in 1521, Magellan set forth in his mission to colonize the islands. In the forefront of his mission were the friars who converted inhabitants to Christianity. It could be said that Catholicism was one of the most important influences that Spain had on Filipinos. So, Pacto de Sangre. The Pacto de Sangre or Blood Compact was an ancient ritual in the Philippines intended to seal friendship or eternity or to validate an agreement. It, it is a custom among the ancient Filipinos of sealing a trinity of alliance and friendship by mixing the blood taken from an incision in the arms of the two leaders entering into alliance in an alcoholic drink that both leaders drank. So, ang Pacto de Sangre Kono is blood compact na tradisyon na gazod ng mga Filipino when it comes to sealing friendship and alliance. Also, mamang history ng blood compact is nahitabo noong March 16, 1565 kay Legazpi o kay Sikotana para mag-create ng peace and friendship sa ila duha ka nations, which is Sikotana is from Bohol and Legazpi is from Spain. History of Pacto de Sangre in Philippine history. In 1565, a compact was scaled in blood Pacto de Sangre between the Dato of Bohol, Dato Sikotana, and the Spanish Captain General Miguel de Legazpi to ensure peace and friendship between the two nations that they represented. Second, the blood compact between Legazpi and Sikotana has often been among the starting points in discussing the history of Spanish colonization in the Philippines. And the third one, the blood between Legazpi and Sikotana, was usually done by parties who were former enemies and wished to reconcile or those who wanted to avoid being enemies. And lastly, the Pacto de Sangre between Sikotana and Legazpi was integrated in founding of Filipino nationhood. So in short, ma'am, ang history ng Pacto de Sangre is we can able to ensure the peace sa duha ka bansa which is the Philippines and Spain. Also, ang blood compact sab nila is isa sa mga reason why na okay ang mga magkaaway. Pero aside sa ako gi-present ko man na history ng Pacto de Sangre, ma'am, sa isay mga journalist na naglaong na ang history ng Pacto de Sangre is unsa nagipag-alyansa si Legazpi kay Sikotana kay sa una bawal daw ang mga Spaniards magland sa Bohol. And also, ang blood compact sab kuno kay isa sa mga international treaty between Philippines and the other foreign country. Also, one of the reasons sab na ni okay si Sikotana kay Legazpi para ang colonizers which is ang Spain dili na kita i-treat ng slaves. Kay gusto ni Sikotana pantay-pantay daw ang taton ng Spain sa atong taton nato sa ila. Kung utoy ato ipakita sa ila, amo sila ato amo dapat ila ipakita sa ato.
So, good afternoon, ma'am. I am Leslie Ann Albius. So, today we discuss about the Encantos Conquista Espiritual. So, when we say it Conquista Espiritual, means spiritual to conquest or to conquer in spirit. So, ibig sabihin guys, ma'am, ang Conquista Espiritual ay isang spiritual na pananakop sa manaig na mga espiritu. And the next is Catholic priests distributed themselves throughout the archipelago, which was administratively subdivided and allocated to different religious orders. And next is Spanish priests eventually overwhelmed and overpowered the natives, this extending the area Spanish to control despite of the minimal military support. So, laong nga pasabot nga ni ma'am sa kalaunan ko no dinaig or nadaig ng mga pareng Espanyol ang mga katatubo. Then mag-example lang ini ma'am, may kibali may isa ka community. So yaon na community is gipalawak ng mga Spanish priest, sunod control nila yaon na community. Then tungod sa suporta ng mga militar naman milambo yaon na isa ka community. The next is Friars and Indio were one in their belief in a spiritual realm inhibited by the pre-natural being. So, when we say Friars and Indio, amo ini sila ang gitawag na yaong gihuyan bitaw ng mga espiritu na mayaon mga pre-natural na mga nilalang. So, next is Friars mission in the Philippines was called Conquista Espiritual. So, pasabot guys, ang mission kuno ang mission kuno ng Friars nga sa Pilipinas is gitawag siya na Conquista Espiritual. So, imperial conquest was spiritual belief invasion. So, pasabot guys, ang pananakop ng mga imperial ay ang pagsalakay sa spiritual na paniniwala. So, amrayad to ma'am. So, that's all. Thank you.
Cultural entrapment and the colonial cockpit is a term that delves into the intricate relationship between culture and colonialism. In simpler terms, it refers to how different cultures can become trapped or confined within the structures of colonial rule. This can lead to power struggles and conflicts as various cultural identities navigate within the colonial framework. Essentially, it's about understanding how colonialism impacts cultural dynamics and shape the way societies interact and resist.
Colonial cockpit, the perceived clash of the powers and the endure span of wandering between two realms nurture the native gambling outlook in life. Gambling is a universal and antediluvian origins, but its local character is the product of a specific contingent histories. In the Philippines, the colonial epoch gave rise to gambling as an articulation of the subjugated natives given the highly spiritualized texture of a Spanish colonialism and native gambling linked to the spirit world. Gambling became the idiom that expressed the Indus contradictory relationship to colonial power. Principal among the games of chance was cockfighting, bulang or sabong, or as an Spaniards called it, juego de gallos. Gambling, especially the cockfight, was a visual and thrilling display of the clash of power reals. As a rule, only cock of equal powers were matched in any fight, and the opposing center bits were equalized before the fight begins. The language of game simplified the cock's color into either pula or red, or puti or white, the first referring to the superior bird,
the second to the inferior. On the other hand, hierarchy and domination omnipresent. The cockfighting as outcome validated the native concept of power as being the role of spiritually mighty, on the other allowed for the inversion of hierarchy in colonial society. So, ang colonial cockpits nakasulod gyapon siya og respond of between reals or nurture to native. So, native gamits from the word native gambling. So, kung binisaya pa ka ng mga sabong-sabong na mga ansani ka ng mga sugal-sugal nga kinaraan kung sa mga tao pa nga sugarol. Ana lang gambling is sugal, di ba? Ana then sa una sa mga colonial pa man or so sa past of mga pila na ka years. So dugay na di ay anang sabong or bulang. Kung sa Bisaya bulang or sabong. So it called kung sa Spaniards pa na ginatawag Giogo or Jogo de Gallos. Kung mag-away ana di ba ingon sa mga katigulangan or sa mga paparon, di ba karon labi na to nagsugod tong pandemic, di ba, na ay online ana ang sabong. Then kabalo man ta nga dili jud na mawala sa mga papalabi na sa mga laki kasagaran na aga ni ulitaw ana. Pero ang kakaan jud ana is unsa ni kanang tawag nga gasad gihapon og naay gihapon power na makita kanang kung kinsay kusog, kung kinsay ana. Pero sa first referring to the koan and in superior bird, the second is to inferior. On the other hand, hierarchy and dominance were in presence or cockfighting ya ang ana gihapon. Same na gihapon kung sa tao pa ana kaan lang siya maghatag lag kog another example. So colonial is important place during a colonial times, and then they were like control center of everything. Example ana sa ship or anang sa barko, di ba, mag-control ana ang captain, pero lahi gihapon anang koan demand niya, di ba, ang captain lang ang magkuan kanang mag-control, pero naay gihapon niya assistant sa likod, just like sa airplane, di ba, naay unsa ni kanang pilot, di ba, ang pilot gihapon ang nangga-drive sa airplane, di ba, naay kumbaga sila ang taas kung unsay ilang ingon maupod ang isunod sa cabin nila, ana lang siya. So colonial cockpits might mean the main place where important things happen during that time. So sila kung unsa ang naa, pero sa atong new generation murag na-up siya gamay kanang naay nabago ana. And then so katong sa ship or sa kaan lang could be the captain on a ship. So that was a where the captain made decision. So mao to ihatag lang ng captain kung unsa ila gusto, pero ang captain na mag-control. And then sa pilot pod, plane first captain control to ship from the from their cabin. Sila gihapon mag-send, same lang siya, pero ang kalahian lang jud kay unsa ni kung sa trabaho pa yung ato, kumbaga sila ang taas ana. Kung sa sabong pod, lahi pod na pod ila, kumbaga magatagad lang siya sa ilang manok kung unsa kung asa sila, instinct lang na kung sila taas ana, sila masunod.
The ideology of submission. Religion and colonialism much of the date on religion and ritual during the period of Spanish contact from various ethnographic accounts.
Journal written by Spanish sailors and letters sent by Jesus missionaries included descriptions of the different people and customs that they encountered in their travels and during their attempts to civil the Filipinos. Several Filipinos practices were encouraged to be discontinued by the Spanish colonialism. Cremation were forbidden by the Catholic Church as they were against the belief that the dead would be dead by the second coming of Christ, which required the body to be intact. The fact that the Spanish were urgently anticipating the rising of the dead will have been disturbing to the indigenous Filipinos who believed that such an event would bring death to the living. For further understanding, during Spanish rule in the Philippines, there was a clash between the native beliefs and Catholicism brought by the Spanish. The Spanish sailors and Jesuit missionaries brought about indigenous customs, trying to change them to fit Catholic practices. For example, they didn't allow cremations because it went against the idea of bodily resurrectors and Catholic. This clash shows that struggles between the native culture and the dominance of Spanish Catholic beliefs.
The Spanish Jesuit missionaries sent to the Philippines encouraged the Filipino people to convert to Catholicism, celebrate Catholic holidays, and observe religious days of obligation. Converts to Catholicism would have to be assured that resurrection was a positive experience that did not involve evil. Many Filipinos converted to Catholicism upon or near death, even if the individual had not previously been particularly observant of the Catholic doctrine. So, ang mga Spanish Jesuit missionaries kay ginahikayat nila ang mga Pilipino na mag-convert sa pagkakatoliko. Tapos, na mag-celebrate sila ng fiesta, kay ang mga Katoliko may ila fiesta. Tapos, kasagaran sa mga mag-convert pagkakatoliko kay itong mga tao na hapit na mapatay.